Tech Day Engine Build number 5.
So in order to put this on properly, you have to have it in the position that it's sliding in. You see it's got a little area that it slides in and stops, slides and stops. In order to screw it in, it's got to be within that range. So you screw it in tight. And since this is a new gasket, a new rubber piece, it's not going to be a problem. It'll work great.
My camera's not as good. Oh, that's much better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you just test it. Sometimes I'll put a little grease on it, but it feels great. So it's nice and smooth and new and the way it really needs to be. So there's that side. The screens, these things often break, the screen areas. So when you're looking at them and inspecting them, you just look for them being bent. This one's just slightly bent, it's not a problem. But a lot of times the screens will pick up stuff and break. That's when you really need to replace them. It doesn't look like it comes in this kit, but this one is still good. This is original. Just put it in place. The whole hole goes over the slot like that. Then there's a rubber washer that fits in place. A night when it's new, you don't have to worry about it leaking. This goes on top of here, and you kind of just put it down, and then the screws will lock it into place when you tighten them down. So that's all you really need to do on the fuel bowl.
Is that the original float, or did a new float have to get purchased?
No, I almost never use a new float unless they're full of gas. They have a hole in them. A lot of times when you open them up and you shake them, I'll show you the technique that you kind of use to test them. Okay, there is one more piece to put a new gasket on if we need to. I don't think I'm going to need to. This is the drain plug. So there's a hole right here. When you're storing your motorcycle, this goes out down to the skid plate. You open this up and it empties this so you don't get corrosion. So whenever you're storing your motorcycle, that's the way that you need to store it. With no fuel in the carburetor bowl.
And whether this is open or closed, that'll drain it.
This will drain it.
Because I have a leak, a gas leak, so it's not this. Because if I close that, the gas leak will stop.
Yeah.
That means your float's probably stuck.
That's what somebody else said.
Yeah, the float's probably stuck open, or that it's filled up with gas, like you said.
Do all the newer carburetors have the same drain, or no?
No. They have a screw. I can show you on a later one. But they have a screw on the opposite side, so you got to kind of reach into the carburetor, and there's a screw that'll drain the carburetor. But you want to do the same thing when you're storing it for a long time.
What's long to you?
Oh, 6 months. Yeah. That's when the gas goes bad and starts doing some bad things.
So if you run it every 6 months, you won't have that problem?
Yeah.
Thing? Okay.
You're probably good. So the fuel bowl's complete. Everything looks good. Everything's clear. And now we're ready to do the top part.
I think you probably have to use it enough to get all the gas out, right?
What do you mean?
Okay, this is the altitude knob. And I actually like to clean them with a little wire brush because the white will come out better. Just not a wire brush, like a bristle brush with a little soap. It'll take all that out. Or you can use a bleach spray and it'll whiten that. And then you don't need one of David's new altitude knobs.
Yeah, that's a very important knob in Louisiana. We use that a lot.
Well, we're 100 feet.
Yeah, 166 to be exact.
We're going to make it so it works, and then you can decide if you're going to pull it or not.
Thank you.
So it basically fits in, and there's a little wire, it almost looks like a paper clip, that is what operates the altitude knob. So we're going to put this in, and we're going to tighten it with, what we need is, let's see how we're doing here.
He's got open ends right here if you need it.
Yeah, tighten it with a, 12. It might be a little bigger. I'll get the finger right back. You work with other companies, you don't.
Done yet?
He's doing it again, for those of us who missed it the
Yeah,
first
since
time.
you're back, I figured I'd do it so you would learn how to do one of these carburetors. Okay, new gasket.
You know what? I probably have this. It's in there somewhere. Yeah.
The gasket,
What they look like. Oh yeah.
you want it to be soft. If it's hard and brittle or any breaks in it, it's trash, but you can reuse them. This one is fine. Even though it's used, you can feel that it's flexible.
So this car's probably been rebuilt before.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's good. Everything's good. I
It's
would,
just a little can of white lithium grease.
yep, I would normally not replace this washer. It's in the kit, but I've never had a problem with them. So you're pretty much good to go.
That's the emulsion tube?
This is the emulsion tube. Each of these tubes need to be cleared with the wire from a wire brush. So you pull a wire off the wire brush and you put it completely through both sides of all of these things that I'll be installing now to clear them. And it's got to be clear that direction too. But they'll never clog up this way, but the holes will. And if the holes are clogged up, it won't idle.
From side to side.
Yeah, it's a key part in the carburetor. I put it in the right way. Okay, now to put these in, there was a golf tee that I loaned out to somebody, and I need to find that golf tee to do it properly. So look on my right there. See if it's on the tool table. In the meantime, I'm going to keep moving forward on it. We're going to put a new needle and seat in. It comes in the kit.
You'll never get it back.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, what are you using the golf tee for?
I'll show you when I get it.
Little trick of the trade here?
Yeah.
You can't find the golf tee.
Okay.
Gotta worry about the lead?
Well, I usually break the lead out, and then I do it.
So you're just looking for the diameter of the...
Yeah, just
okay.
really soft so you don't damage the brass.
Oh,
Okay, this is a pretty key part in the operation of the carburetor is the new needle and seat. And the other ones wear in this area and start leaking, or they get sticky and they cause the carburetor to overflow when you turn the engine off. This is a really important piece.
Could be what's happening too. Oh no, because it's when I turn the engine off.
That's a
I just
like.
need a rebuild.
That's like
He
a.
likes to talk with his hands, so then the camera goes crazy.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
lead,
it
is
can't.
it just
Well,
sit
mostly
in
I'm
there?
filming his
There's no-
hands.
That will be. You'll see how that's held in
Oh,
just
okay.
a second.
Okay.
There's a tab on the float.
Yep. The float will
Oh, I
operate
get it.
that.
Yeah, that's right. It's just under the float.
I need to tighten this, so let's start with that. Let's see.
How long was it? We just mixed good gas?
Next time, if you're not union, it can be under $10,000.
Thank you.
Tool chest.
From the ground orbital launch facility.
Yeah.
Somebody said golf too.
Oh, you got a golf tee?
That's a pretty substantial tee. That's a big one. It's for tall grass.
Okay, now we're going to put the emulsion tube in, and it's done with a golf tee and a little bit of
You probably
really
see
light
more since
tapping.
he's right-handed if you're over here.
Maybe. But the light's good right there.
But pretty much with the lithium grease.
Now you just lost your float.
Oh, and my needle.
How do you get that out without the T?
You take it out with the T this direction,
That direction, okay.
and you put it back in that direction.
All right.
But this one is very cooperative. It doesn't want to stay. It should stay in, but it will stay in when we're done with it, because the main jet will hold it in place. That's not. See, it's not supposed to do that.
It's a good thing we're watching this, because we would never know that.
It's not supposed to do what?
It's supposed to lock into place, and it's not in place.
Is there a keyway or something in there you crash?
No. Actually the washer holds it into place.
Okay.
Need a pair of needle nose or something?
I just don't have my normal tools. This frees it, which it is. There we go. I may want to put the new washer on. It's really hard to put this on.
Yeah, the ring there.
Yeah. the O-ring that goes with it. That's not the correct one. It's one of these small ones.
Does that to each
And they're really hard to put on.